place with everything you've learned. Please, can't you just give me the medicine, please? I'm going to die if you don't. I can't.
A call from Leanne Cofield's sister.
I'm in constant pain.
A brief message with a long story. Leanne believes something is killing her mother and both of her sisters. Painful sores cover parts of their bodies, and no one seems to be able or willing to help. Leanne moved from Mobile to Sheffield, Alabama last year to be closer to her family.
This is my mother, Rebecca.
But being close is no longer an option.
I haven't touched my mother since August.
She believes touching is just too risky.
They hurt.
Rebecca Cofield started developing these sores in August of 2005.
They don't necessarily itch, but they do hurt. Yeah. And just the emotional and the physical part of it, you know, is just makes me not be able to do very much of anything.
The sores on my head and my hair falling out. And
her daughters, Beth and Crystal, also began to develop the sores.
It feels like stabbing pain, stinging. And after having never had any health problems before, I've been treated like I'm a hypochondriac, like I've, delusional.
They've been to doctor after doctor seeking help. Instead of getting it, they've been called crazy.
They would like to put us in a mental health center.
Leanne turned to the internet, hoping to find help for her family.
And that's where I found that message board of the Morgellons.
And it seemed to fit.
Mm-hmm.
She found countless others experiencing the same misery, a brain fog of sorts, problems concentrating, the feeling of bugs crawling on and biting the skin, and painful itchy sores that produce mysterious red and blue fibers and black specks. Some have even reported finding parasites in their sores.
Another name for the bugs that people see first are springtails. I gathered all the information and ran to it with the doctors who refused to even look at it. These are what people are pulling out of themselves, and the doctors are telling them that they're crazy.
And unfortunately, many of this population has really been treated very poorly.
Dr. Randy Wymore is the volunteer research director for the Morgellons Foundation. He says Morgellons is not widely recognized by the medical community. In fact, many patients presenting the symptoms are diagnosed with delusional parasitosis.
Many physicians, as soon as they hear red and blue fibers growing out of the skin, they think, oh, that's impossible, this must be delusional.
At first, he was skeptical too. Hoping to end the mystery, he decided to take a closer look.
It didn't take very long until I began to think that, no, something might be going on here. We feel that there is evidence that something unusual is going on with these individuals.
And Dr. Wymore says the fibers coming from their sores remain a mystery.
And I actually spent a fair bit of time this last summer collecting samples from 4 different states, from multiple different clothing retailers, used clothing, carpet, sporting goods clothing. I never found fibers that looked similar to these, and yet the ones coming from California and Texas and Washington and North Carolina, they all look very similar to one another.
Dr. Wymore and a small network of healthcare professionals across the U.S. are working to find ways to help these people, but they're limited.
To do the organized, systematic research is going to involve a lot of people and unfortunately have a fairly big price tag associated with it. It's just the reality of modern biomedical research.
That, coupled with the reality that many doubt Morgellons even exists, means a bleak future for thousands looking for relief.
I don't know which direction to go at this point.
It's just pretty much ruined our lives.
It's devastating. It's disfiguring. It's mind debilitating. And it has ruined, this disease I have found in the research has ruined lives.